Welcome to SAMHSA's Data Analysis System, or DAS. On the Data Tools landing page, you can begin setting up your analysis and access helpful information. For example, the codebooks contain details for each available dataset's variables and are available for download using the drop-downs under Data Source Codebooks. To the right, you will also find links to our Help section, which contains frequently asked questions, or FAQs, and a step-by-step guide with screenshots for how to navigate DAS. When you are ready to begin analyzing data, scroll to the teal box closer to the top of the page and click Start Analysis to choose the data collection that you are interested in. If you are not sure which collection to choose, there is a Help Me Choose hyperlink on the bottom right of the pop-up window after you click Start Analysis. This will walk you through how to pick the right data source. Once you have selected a data source, choose a year from the drop-down list. If you would like to go backwards, please use the previous button at the bottom. If there's only one data set available for that year, you will see a View Variable List button on the bottom right to click. If there are multiple data sets containing the selected year, you will see a Choose Dataset button on the bottom right. For example, there may be a multi-year data set available plus a single year data set with that year. On the following screen, you will be prompted to select the data set you'd like. Once you have selected a data set, click the Variable List button on the bottom right to continue. Once you have selected your data set, you will be directed to a list of variables available for analysis. These will be displayed under their topic-based categories. If you are looking for specific variables, you can search the list using the search bar located above the list. You may also click the category title to view the variables within that category, for example, demographics. In some cases, there may be subtopics nested within larger ones. If so, click the subtopic title to view the variables within that subtopic. If you have found a variable you would like to use in your analysis, click the variable's name to open its details. In the variable details, you will see the relevant information for the variable you have selected. The variable details are also where you can add the variable as a row, column, or control variable in your crosstab. Select your desired placement of the variable and click the Add to Crosstab button. The variable and its placement should now show on the top right of the page above the Run Crosstab button. Note, a row variable is required to run a crosstab while column and control variables are optional. If you would like to include or exclude values from your analysis, you can subset the variable values. Subset variables can be added to your crosstab as a row, column, or control variable like a normal variable. In the variable details, you can select the Subset Values button located below the value labels. A pop-up window will display on top of the variable list where you can select the checkboxes of the values that you would like to include in your analysis. Once you have selected all your desired values, click the Confirm button at the bottom of the window. If you would like to edit your selections, click the Subset Values button to open the pop-up window and add or remove selections. Click the Confirm button to save any changes that you have made. To find additional variable information, you can view the codebook for that dataset. The codebook can be opened using the codebook link in the top navigation menu or the See Codebook button to the right of the search bar. If there are any variables that you find yourself using frequently in your analyses, they can be saved as favorites for easier access. In the variable details, you can click the Save as Favorite button located below the variable values. The variable will now be copied to the top of the variable list under a Favorites and Recoded Variables category at the top of the page. The button will now read Unsave as Favorite. If you would like to remove the variable from your favorites, click the button. Any recoded variables will also be visible in this section. For instructions on how to recode a variable, see the Recode Your Variables page in the Get Help section. Once you have added all your desired variables to your crosstab, click the Run Crosstab button below your selections to view the results. After clicking the Run Crosstab button, the page may take a few seconds to load depending on the complexity of your crosstab. Your selections for the row, column, and control variables will be shown at the top of the page. A link to the entire results set can also be shared by clicking the Copy Link button. This is at the top of the page right under the name of the dataset. Simply click Copy Link to Analysis, which will copy the link to your clipboard for pasting. The Crosstab Results page displays tables that can be modified using checkboxes under the View Options and Table Display Options headings. If you have applied a control variable to your analysis, each table and chart will show a crosstab of the control levels you selected. To download a specific crosstab table, click the Download as PNG or Download as CSV buttons to save your results in the respective formats. The page also displays graphs that can be modified by selecting different value options and view options. On the charts, hovering over the various sections emphasizes different pieces of information for you. Click the View Variable buttons on the top left of the screen to go back to view the dataset variable list for changes to the crosstab. You may also click the pencil icon to the right of the variable label to make updates to that particular selection. The source and survey information or suggested citation are available right above the footer. We hope this tutorial was helpful to learn how to find and use SAMHSA survey data. For additional guidance on using the tool, please see the step-by-step guide and FAQ section of our Get Help pages, or reach out to us through our Contact Us form or CBIS request at samhsa.hhs.gov.